Hey everyone, and welcome to another video for this channel. And today I'm going to be reviewing my concert experience that happened recently. Sorry, I haven't been able to find the time to do a review for this up until now, so I figured I might as well get to share my thoughts. By the way, yes, this is the VIP package that I bought, and there's an unboxing video for that. But I also happen to get this booklet from the show, and it has a lot of great information about the band and Elton John's history, as well as some great, let me see if I can find it here. Some great photos like this one from the Dodgers Stadium show back in the 70s, as well as certain reviews and certain puff pieces here and there. So pretty cool if you can get one. It's definitely worth the price there. So sorry about that. What is there to say? So I got a chance to see Elton John at the Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour, as mentioned right here. And yeah, it happens to be he was playing two shows at the Telenor Arena here in Oslo, Norway, and I managed to get a chance to see him live on both nights actually. First night I went by myself, and I picked up this VIP package that I bought alongside my ticket, and I was sitting, I would say, about center field on the 8th row, and it was just a really spectacular night. I would say I really enjoyed it. I mean, he had his keyboard player, his bassist, his guitarist, and drummer, and a couple of percussionists, and the show went great. First of all, it had a beautiful stage setting and great lighting, and of course Elton John, when he came out, were obviously Elton John in all his glory. And of course, naturally, even though some people would say that the set list was kind of predictable, I've heard some mixed things about it. I personally really liked it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of predictable to some extent, but he definitely threw in a couple of nuggets on the set list. He did open up the show with Benny and the Jets, and I guess that's why they call it the blues. He also did obviously throw in some of the big hits like obviously, you know, Rocket Man, Candle in the Wind, Tiny Dancer, but also threw in some deeper cuts that I personally did not expect him to be performing, like Have Mercy on the Criminal, Take Me to the Pilot, which to me really surprised me, and I thought, wow, these songs, he doesn't really haven't really performed this live. I mean, to my knowledge, I haven't been able to find much where he actually performed these. So I thought that was pretty cool. Also, the other thing I would say, so I know probably some people will be thinking, what do you think about this? Did he play Daniel? And no, he did not. Am I upset about it? Not really, because the show was so spectacular, and honestly, there were on a few occasions I actually kind of welled up with tears in my eyes. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy who usually gets emotional, but I think it was the first night when I saw him, it was so spectacular. And even though my introduction to Elton John was through the Lion King soundtrack, I have no complaints about the fact that he didn't play Can You Feel the Love Tonight or The Circle of Life. I thought, you know what, I can live without it. And yeah, the show went over great. The band was great, the lighting was great. I think Elton John, despite the fact that his voice clearly has aged, obviously, but with him being 75 years old, it's bound to. I still think that he really did deliver the music the way the music, the rather, what do you want to call it? I mean, his vocal stylings, his vocal melodies, it definitely, he altered them a little bit, but it honestly benefited the songs. at least so he was capable of performing them, and I thought that was great. Um, the one complaint I would say is it's kind of bizarre that he threw in this Cold Heart remix, which apparently that I'm going to check out on Spotify, which has Elton John performing featuring Dua Lipa, and apparently it's some sort of remix between basically the two songs that are combined are Rocket Man and Sacrifice. And it's probably only downside, the only thing I can fault this concert for is when he performed it, it stuck out like a sore thumb, and I wish he hadn't included it personally because it felt very out of place. But he picked up right after that. So the show went over well. I mean, it was part of the encore, so he did the Cold Heart thing. He did obviously your song and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Perfect way to end the show, and it definitely felt. I wouldn't say necessarily that it felt a little, maybe for some people a little bit sad and a little bit depressing. Like, okay, this is the end, but at the same time, it felt at the same time so celebratory that, you know what, you've earned it after all these years of giving us all this great music, all these great albums, and so many great hits that are still with us to this day. That, you know what, it's totally worth it. And if you haven't had a chance to go see him, by all means, I think this will be it. So by all means, if you get a chance to go see him, just go and see it, because when I went to see him, you could see all kinds of ethnicities, all different kinds of nationalities. Like, I heard people from France, from Spain, from Italy, from Germany, from Poland. And despite all the problems that the world has to this day, music is something that still unites us, and I think it's a great celebratory thing that basically that yeah that basically music has a way to both heal the world and unite people when we're at times when we feel the most divided. So I will honestly say that the music was great, Elton was great. Obviously I thought the set was great. So yeah, I mean, I really don't have any complaints. So by all means, go and check him out. He's still going to be on tour up until 2023. So I suggest everybody to go and get a ticket and buy and go see him. So, bye guys. So that's my thoughts on the show. So